Let's take a look at how to create our own user-defined function. A function is like a macro with a few subtle differences. In macro code, you will see the word sub at the beginning of a macro and the word sub at the end of a macro. In a function, you would replace the word sub with the word function. Sub stands for subroutine. Subroutine macro code typically make changes to your workbook, worksheet, and your environment. A function, however, accepts input from you and then works on that data and then sends the new information back out for your use. When you use the sum function to sum a range of cells, the range of cells is sent into the function, it is added up, and then that total is sent back out of the function onto the worksheet. To create a function, you start by opening up the Excel VBA editor. And at any time, you can do this by holding down the Alt key and pressing F11. When you're in the VBA editor, the first thing you're going to want to do is to create a new module which will contain the code for your function. To do this, you will come up to the Insert menu and choose Insert Module. And you can see the new module, Module 1, over on your left. Next, type in your function code. I want to call this function Fa2Cell, as in Fahrenheit to Celsius. This function I create will take an Fahrenheit degree input from the user on the spreadsheet, convert it to Celsius, and pass it back. I can see the word function up here at the top. I have chosen the word Fa2Cell as my function name, and F degrees will be what the user types in between the parentheses in the function. Below, I see the simple calculation to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. That value is then assigned to the function Fa2Cell and passed back to the spreadsheet. I can type as many functions as I'd like on this page, and I think I'll write a function as well that will convert Celsius back to Fahrenheit. So I'll press enter, type in function, and now I have two functions within this module. There's nothing else you need to do except close the VBA editor, and I'll do that by coming up and clicking on the close button, and it dumps me back into Excel. Let's try the two functions. So just like a normal function, you type in the equal sign, the name of your function, and then in between the parentheses, the variable that you'd like to punch into the function through F degrees. I'll press enter, and I see that 212 degrees Fahrenheit is 100 degrees Celsius. Likewise, my second function, I'll type in 0, pass that in, and it should pass that back in Fahrenheit. So it looks like it's working fine. If I were to go out into my function library and take a look inside of my categories area and choose user defined at the bottom of the list, I will see Cell2Fa and Fa2Cell in my list. These are the two functions that I've just created. It's important to note that these functions as they stand are not global. That means if I go out here and I close down this workbook, which is just named Book 1, and I don't save it, those functions are gone forever. Also, if I were to open up another workbook right now, I couldn't use the function unless I declared the name of the workbook in front of the function name. Let's demonstrate this. I'm currently on Book 1. If I do a Control-N and open up a new workbook, I'm now on Book 2. If I were to come out here and just type in equals Fa2Cell and include 212 degrees as Fahrenheit to pass in and I press enter, I get a name error because the workbook cannot find the function. What I need to do is come back out here, and after the equal sign, I have to tell it what workbook function lives in, and also an exclamation point to link them together, and then I can use it. We'll close this and move back to Book 1. If you would like to make this function global, that is, it can be used any time in the future, regardless of whether Book 1 has been saved or not, you can do this by saving it as an add-in. Let's do that next. With the workbook open that contains the function inside the VBA editor that I just created, I would go up to File, choose Save As. The Save As box will give this a name that I can identify as the add-in, and I will call this Degree Conversion. Also, I must come down here and save this as an Excel add-in or a .xlam file. When I do, it automatically saves it out under my username inside of my Microsoft area under the add-ins folder called Degree Conversion. I'll go ahead and click on Save, and it's been saved as an add-in. Next, I need to close Excel. I've closed Excel and opened it back up, and now when I come out to the File menu and choose Options and come out under the left-hand column and choose Add-ins, I will see my Degree Conversion add-in right here. I also see the address for the add-ins area located on the right hand side. What I need to do next is come out here where it says Manage Add-ins and choose Go. And under Degree Conversion, I need to check that and then click OK. And now my macro is global and I can use it anywhere I'd like. To remove the add-in, you would go back to the File menu, choose Options, go inside of Add-ins, and under the Manage Add-ins area, click on Go and uncheck Degree Conversion, and then click OK. Now if you go back into the File menu and choose Options, Add-ins, and go back to the Go button for managing Excel add-ins, and you click on Browse, you will see Degree Conversion living out here. You click on this once. I would just right click it and choose Delete. Click OK. Click OK again. Maybe just cancel out of it. And then when you click OK, you go back to the File menu, go to Options, under Add-ins, you'll still see Degree Conversion out here. It's still living. I'm going to go ahead and just cancel out of this. If I close Excel and open back up Excel, and I take a look under File, Options, Add-ins, Degree Conversion will no longer be there. If I go to my add-ins, of course, it won't be there as well.